The EDFX 490 program is a global citizenship experience. We go to Ghana, we spend a month observing, learning. We get to go into the classrooms and teach and live among the citizens there, learn about their culture and learn about what global citizenship means for prospective teachers for the future. When we first got to Ghana, we spent the first 2 weeks at a hostel at the University of Ghana. We would go to class in the morning, and then we'd have the evenings to go out into the city and see different things. The Ghanaian students that were with us, they'd come from the village, and they hadn't been to the city before either, so we got to explore it together and see different things. They knew the culture more, so they could take us out to different places and communicate easier, but that part was really interesting. We got the weekends off, so we did a couple adventures out into the rainforest. That was interesting. And then after 2 weeks at the university, we got to go back to Apamanam, which is the village. It's about an 8-hour bus ride, which was interesting as well. And that was from where the two students that were with us from the village that were doing the program with us, they were from there, so that was their home. We spent a week there. We got to go around the community. We got to meet everybody. We spent a day with a family. Like, we split up, and each of us got to go with a family and experience life a day with the family. We went into the school. We got to teach. We had the classroom all to ourselves. And then after that week, we went back to the university for a couple days, and then going back was weird. Like, it was very different because we'd been a part of like a family in Apamanam, and so going back to something that was different in the first place, it almost felt like off, like going back to the hostel, like it was this own little community that wasn't, it was different. The kids were just like so excited to see us, and like we'd been not in the classroom environment for so long, to get back and to be like with the kids who are just so excited, like, yes, come play with us, like, oh, Bruni's in the classroom, like, come on, let's go do this. And that was awesome, very welcoming. And then as we went to different schools, it got like less and less. We went to a public school, and they didn't really have a lot of resources. We saw 80 kids in one classroom squished in there with one teacher. Absolutely crazy. But all the classrooms weren't like that. They had some with 20 kids, some with 40 kids. It was more on the higher end, but it wasn't too bad. They had a lot of the same subjects. They had a couple of different things. Their music classes were really fun to watch because they were really excited and into it. They're all really talented in that way. When we went to the village and we saw their school, there's really nothing. There's like 4 walls. They had a roof, and then they had some desks and a chalkboard, and that was it. There's nothing else in the classroom. The classes are smaller. There's about 13 to 15 kids in each class, but they don't really have resources. That was one of the major things. The way that the teachers teach there is different for sure. We're taught here about working with the students, having them be a part of our class, about making it a community, but it's very teacher-oriented there. I teach, you read, you do your work, move on. You have to get it. They also teach in English, but the kids don't, especially in the village, have a very great grasp of English yet because their parents don't speak English. They speak their native language in their family, in the community. So the teachers are supposed to teach in English, but a lot of times the kids can't understand, so they'll try to, do it in Twi as well as English to help them out. But after going to Ghana, I see the teaching profession in a new light because I think I had a judgment going in that I thought that the way that we taught here was the best. We were taking all these steps to make sure that the kids were learning in the best way possible, accommodating all of their needs. And when we went there, that wasn't the attitude. It was teaching to the students. The students were just there, and you delivered what you needed to deliver and worked at them until they gave what they needed back. And it wasn't bad. I think that the judgment that I had was very, it was brought down a lot while I was there because the kids they had such respect for their teachers. They loved them. They looked up to their teachers. Not that they don't here, but I think I saw what they were doing is wrong when we first got there. I was like, oh my gosh, like they shouldn't teach like that. That's not how we teach. But the kids were doing well. They were learning, and so it made me question what is the best way to teach? How should I be teaching? What way am I influencing the kids, and what are they taking back from me? So it definitely made me think about what I'm going to do in the future and how I'm going to teach. I would definitely encourage others to participate in EDFX 490. It was an amazing experience for me. I loved the community aspect of it, going with other teachers and getting to talk about what we'd seen, talk about our experience, what we were going to do with it in the future, how it would affect our careers. That part was really special, really helpful. Going with the two teachers from Appomattox as well and getting to hear their perspective and build a friendship and still have that friendship to communicate with them to this day, to been sending them pictures and having that connection across the world. That's something really meaningful to me. The other thing was just being in the classroom in a way that we never would get to experience here, to build relationships with kids and with families from a tiny community across the world is just really meaningful. And I think that we took as much back from it as the community did, as the kids that we got to teach did, as the teachers in Appomattox did. I think it was a great relationship building trip, as well as an experience that I will never forget, that I keep talking to everybody about. I went here, this is what I did, and it made an impact on my life for sure.